Okay, so we're gonna take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of sticky paper and we're gonna put the sticky side down on the fabric. I didn't iron my fabric before, but you definitely can. And if it sticks a little bit or you don't place it right, it's usually pretty easy to just move it over. So I'm trying to line it up with the edge so I don't waste too much fabric. And I put one side down first, and then I'm going to be smoothing it over with my hand until I reach the other end. And basically I'm just trying to not have wrinkles in the fabric. And there you go, went on pretty easy, huh? Ow. And the next step is just to cut the excess fabric around the paper. So I'm using like a little fabric cutter, and I don't use a board because I think it's easier just to use the paper as a guide. But you can also use scissors, whatever you got. So we are putting this into the printer, so I do try to get as close to the edge of the paper as possible, especially getting the frayed pieces of strings completely cut off. But it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. Okay, now I'm gonna speed this up a little bit so you don't have to sit and watch me cut it forever. And look at that, it's all cut. Now I just flip it over and smooth it out as much as I can, the little wrinkles and bubbles, and make sure there's no excess strings, and we're all set. Before I format the image, I like to measure the inside of the hoop and see how wide I want it to be, because this is a 5-inch hoop and it's only 4 1/4, so I would have made the image too big. Next, I opened up a 8.5 by 11-inch document on Canva. It's a totally free website. And I inserted the image that I have. It's a perfect square, but if it wasn't, you can also crop the edges. And you can see at the top, I am going to be measuring it to 4 1/4, the measurement of the inside of the hoop. So I decided to make it a little bit smaller at 4.2 inches, just because I'm going to be stretching the fabric as I put it inside of the hoop. I just drag the image to the middle of the page. I like Canva because it gives you those guidelines really easily. So the next part is unnecessary, but I like to add the outline of another circle about 3 to 4 inches bigger than the design, so that I can cut a perfect circle when I place it in the hoop. And I just center that circle and we're ready to print. And when I go to download, I like to do a PDF standard when I'm printing on the computer, because if I save it as an image, it sometimes shifts the size of the image. And that's another reason why I center the design, because I don't want the design to go all the way to the edge and not get printed correctly. So when I'm all ready to print, I place the fabric side down, because that's the side that's going to print. And I just put it in like a normal piece of paper, but be gentle. And then I press print, and really it's gonna print like normal. I accidentally did a picture setting, so it took a little bit longer to print, but besides that, it still prints like normal paper. I will put the name of my printer in the info, but this is just a basic printer. It's not very expensive. It was under $200, and I think any normal inkjet printer would work as well. All right, there's some natural lighting finally. Basically, I'm just gonna be peeling the fabric off of the paper. Sometimes the edges fray, so be careful with that. It happened to me here, but still won't be a problem because it didn't reach the circle. I am going to stretch it into the hoop, and then I'll cut around the edges and we're all done. Look how clear it is. This is probably the trickiest part, and that's just getting it centered perfectly in the middle of the hoop. Center and tighten until it makes that drum-like sound, and you're all done. And this is why I like to have the circle printed around the edge. I know it's really unnecessary, but it's satisfying to me. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love to print my fabric for my hoops because the design comes out flawless every single time. Please like and subscribe, and this Aurora Borealis pattern will be coming out soon.